Howdy folks, in this brief video we're taking a look at the ERC low chart, and the ERC stands for en route chart. As you could probably guess by the name, the primary function is to help you navigate at a low altitude in the en route phase of your IFR flight. And there is a lot going on this chart. We're not going to cover it all in this video. We will break down pretty much letter by letter what everything means in the first officer course. But for now, I want you to focus on a few things that are actually going to be relevant for flight planning purposes and for navigation purposes. The major feature of this chart are the waypoints, which are all situated with these blue sort of diamond shapes with white circles in the middle. So here you have Heckler, here you have One, etc. And each waypoint, you have the Roblox coordinates listed next to it. You also have airways, which connect waypoints together or connect waypoints to VOR stations. If you'll remember, in the SID and STAR videos, we were speaking about VORs and how they're used for radio navigation. And while we're not going to go into a huge amount of detail right now, you'll see that this radius is similar to what we saw in the orange circle on those charts. It's centered around the VOR. And for the purposes of FlightLine, the VORs really only center around the airports. In real life, you'd have VOR stations, much like these GPS waypoints that are scattered around the map. But you can see that each one is centered around an airport, more or less. The airport is actually marked by this green circle with the 4 lines coming out of it. And so it's slightly offset in some cases, but that is the actual airport. So this is Wellensall, this is Tofan, this is Connerview. You'll see that north is actually to the left on this chart. So up is to the east. Unlike most of the other charts that we read. In any case, each of these airways has a name. So for example, this is Tango 13, and you'll see the heading between the 2 waypoints listed here. So for example, from Xerxes along Tango 53 to Heckler is 265, and of course you have the reciprocal in the other direction, 085. And along the airway, you have the minimum en route altitude, just like we had on the SID stars. For this airway, Tango 53, on this leg, it's 2,000 feet, and the distance in kilometers, that's 13 kilometers. Pretty much everything you need to know for planning purposes is contained there. I will point out just a couple other of the features of the chart for now. We have the OROCA, just as we did on the SIDS and STARS for some of these boxes, or the AROCA, if you want to be cooler sounding when you say it. We have the center frequency for each of the flight information regions, of which there are 2. So we have Tofan Center, 132.6. Once you cross this blue wavy line, you enter Delarue airspace, and Delarue Center is on 126.5. Each airport has the ATIS frequency listed next to this A, so Wellensall ATIS will be on 118.1. And the last thing I want to note, we'll go into this perhaps in more detail in the first officer course, but in case you didn't have enough altitudes to worry about, we also have listed the minimum crossing altitude in some cases. So for Delarue, you can see that on Tango 25, when we're coming northwest over this VOR, the minimum crossing altitude, even though the minimum en route altitude for both of those legs is 1,200, is 6,000 feet, whether you're going in the northwest direction or whether you're going in the south direction. That's pretty much all you need to know for now, and I hope this was helpful. Please reach out to instructors with any questions, and as always, stay safe.